to Brand X Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about James Bond, the franchise, the future of the thing, and also a few other little subjects, because there's quite a lot of topics, kind of subtopics when it comes to Bond at the moment that have been discussed, and I've discussed a few of them on the channel. So this one I just want to kind of do a bit of a roundup of that and talk about things as well, maybe in a different context that I've not mentioned, because a lot has changed recently. Obviously, well, primarily really, possibly even solely, the only thing that's changed is that the film has been delayed again. So let's talk about that and also get into a few other things. I've got a bit of a list here of things that I wanted to talk about. So this video isn't about one specific thing to do with Bond. I have done specific videos in the past, but in the recent past. But this one I'm going to cover a bit more broad ground. So obviously, first off, there is the delay. The film No Time to Die, the 25th Bond film, that's Daniel Craig's 5th film and last film, has been delayed from November 12th that's in the UK, to April the 2nd, 2021. Now, I did do a video about this when the announcement came out a few days ago. I think it was Friday night from memory. Yeah, it was Friday night. And I did a video, and it was basically just myself and my co-reviewer on Skype for just a few minutes. It was very raw footage, and it was just basically me going over the announcement, and the core with his amazing contribution to the video, just coming out with "yes" and "the twofer," and that was pretty much the entire video. So apologies for the quality if that wasn't very good, but I can talk about it a bit more here as well. Plus, I've kind of had time to kind of settle my thoughts over the matter. So let's compare the delay with the one that we had back in April. That was obviously more of a blow, because at that point it was it was the March time. We were coming up on just basically being about a month away from the film getting released. Tickets were on sale, and I'd booked tickets as well in good faith, thinking that this was going to come out, because everything that was happening building up to that, it was fairly unprecedented. It's difficult to tell what is fear-mongering in the press and what is actually something that is going to be implemented with lockdowns and so on. Obviously, historically now we know that that was the case, but at the time we were just kind of maybe taking it with a pinch of salt. So I booked tickets, and then a couple of days later I was having to get refunds for those tickets. So that was annoying, to say the least. But obviously it came as a surprise, his latest delay. I've been saying everywhere on this channel up till when that music video came out a few days ago, early last week, I didn't think this film was going to get released in November. I was pretty sure they were going to delay it again. But when the music video came out, and obviously they were spending quite a bit of money on the promotional campaign, I felt, well, they're fairly confident that this film's coming out by doing all this and spending this time and money reigniting the promotion machine with regards to the film. So maybe they know more than me, I guess. So I'm gonna get a bit of optimism and confidence. And as it seems, that was misplaced, because as soon as I said that, then they obviously pulled the plug again. So I do suspect as well that a lot of this was them testing the water. They did a new trailer, I think it was in early September, it was a few weeks ago anyway. And we'd seen a few other things. We'd seen some other marketing campaigns, not for the film itself, but just for other promotional, for other items. I think there's like a watch or something that's come out, and they've done like a Bond-related advert for that to tie in with the film's release. And then we had the Billie Eilish music video as well, which I spoke about on the channel last week. But I think maybe a lot of that was just the studios just testing the water, maybe to see what kind of reaction they were getting, and reading comments in comment sections to see what kind of ratios people were saying, yes, I'm going to go see this at the cinema, compared to the number of people that say, no, I don't want to go see it in the cinema, I want it streaming, this kind of stuff. So whatever the outcome of that, obviously, we know what the outcome was. They pulled the plug. So however they made that decision, maybe it was based on them testing the water through these things that we were thinking, they're confident they're going to be releasing this film. So yeah, that was maybe an experimental thing more than anything else. So obviously, like I say, when the film got delayed last time, it was from the April to the November, so that's a 7-month delay. The film was a matter of weeks away at the time, whereas in this case it was about a month and a half away, I think. Yeah, it was about a month and a half away when this got delayed at this point, and it's only been delayed by about 5 months, so it's not quite as heavy a delay as it was last time, but it's still pretty heavy. But it doesn't come as a surprise, that's the other thing. And every other film that had been pushed back to the end of the year has also been kind of, cancelled, like the Black Widow movie. I think it was a Wonder Woman movie. Not that I was going to go see that, but either of those, to be fair. The Halloween movie, I was disappointed because I was looking forward to seeing that, but that got delayed as well. There's a Godzilla movie, pretty much everything has been pushed back. So that's pretty much my thoughts on that. I'm not going to get into whether I think it's a good idea from a point of view of putting people at risk, because I don't really get into that. It's a bit of a minefield. My thinking is more it's a good idea to delay it just based on the perception of the risk, and also the fact that they are in a massively compromised place if they're trying to maximise box office figures right now, because this film really needs to make a lot of money. They're banking on it making a lot of money, so they've got to weigh up. Do we throw it out there now and just get as much as we can, or do we wait until a time when we can actually maximise revenue from the thing? And obviously they've gone for the latter, and that seems like a sensible idea given the way things are at the moment. So anyway, that's basically my thoughts on that. I didn't get into all that too much when I was talking about this delay the other day, like I say, so I just kind of wanted to finish this subject off with that bit of an addendum there. So next I wanted to just talk as well in context about the soundtrack to the movie as well. That was due to come out at the beginning of the year. Obviously I had it on pre-order. It's had a CD and a vinyl release announced. I'd pre-ordered those. Obviously they got delayed with the delay of the film. Inevitably I think they're going to do the same again this time round. I think the track listing had actually been released as well, so whatever that means, I'm pretty sure they're just going to delay the thing again. I've seen some picture discs of the thing going on there. I'm not a big fan of picture discs, to be honest, because the quality usually sucks. You get a lot of surface noise, just part and parcel with the technology, I guess, on records that is. But I was going to get the CD and the record of this, because I'm a big collector and that's what I do, but I think both are going to get delayed, so that's one thing. The other thing I was going to say is not the actual film itself, but there is another record, a 3 LP set, which I spoke about a week or two ago on the channel. It's a best of, well, it's not the best of, it's all the Bond themes up to Spectre. The original recordings, and that was due to come out around about the time of the film. It was going to come out as well to coincide with that. I don't know if that's going to get delayed. I don't see why it has to be fair, because obviously I realise it's a tie-in with the film, and maybe figure they're going to maximise sales if it comes out in unison with the film's release. So from that point of view they might delay the record's release, but then again, if it's ready to hit shelves, I'm pretty sure they could still make quite a lot of money anyway if they sell it now. I don't know from a marketing point of view if it's a good or a bad idea, but that could possibly get delayed as well. Anyway, that's the point I'm trying to make. So, which is a shame because I was looking forward to getting that, obviously. So the next question as well, this is nothing to do with the actual delay, because we were all asking this before the film came out, No Time to Die. Is it going to be woke? Woke isn't really a word that I use. It's a bit of a kind of Piers Morgan, Daily Mail kind of word. I am massively against all of that far left neo-Marxist rubbish that's going on out there, whether it's in Hollywood, it's in your HR department, it's just family members just completely losing it. It's just one of those things that really is an absolute disease in our modern day. So that's the point of view I'm coming from, but I don't really use the word woke to be quite honest, because like I say, it kind of gets taken out of context. But obviously there's a big concern about the film itself. Are they going to inject that propaganda into this film, which would be, let's just say, slightly disappointing, but not surprising, because they've done it with so many other franchises, like beloved franchises. We've seen it in the new Terminator film, we've seen it in Star Wars, we saw it in the new X-Men film, and we're going to really start to see this in the MCU going forward. We've seen hints of it already in the MCU as well, so it's going to be really disappointing if they do go in that direction. Just little things, when it just kind of comes into casual conversation where they're saying, well, you know, how's Bond's character going to be in a post #MeToo world? Well, what bearing does that have? Because they'll say, you know, with Bond being a womanizer and all that, it's like, well, only if it's done in the correct context where it's to do with false accusations, because that's really the only way that it would kind of touch Bond, because since when has he ever raped anybody or, you know, done anything like that? That's the subject is barely ever been touched upon in the Bond films. I seem to remember there was a character in a character called Domino in Thunderball, where there was kind of an implication that she'd been sexually molested, and also a character in Quantum of Solace as well. But Bond himself isn't like that. Men aren't like that. Men are massively, hugely against that when you actually look at it for what it is. But you're kind of getting into the #MeToo movement with that. That kind of talk. But what impact? Why would it have any impact on the film at all? It's absolute rubbish. But of course, it's become kind of normal to say that in that context about Bond. Like, well, how's this film going to fit in with that? It's like, well, why would it? It's really is a stupid thing. But that's just one aspect of it. There's the feminism angle as well, third wave intersectional feminism as well, that seems to be possibly rearing its ugly head in this film. But hopefully that's not the case. I mean, having strong female characters is nothing new when it comes to Bond. They were doing that as far back as the original film, and obviously I think now people, the usual, like I say, getting back into people that use the word woke more than me anyway, the sort of Piers Morgan, Daily Mail types, they're going to see that in this film possibly, even when it's not there. And I am not an apologist for that kind of thing. I'm probably getting that impression watching this video, but I think there is massively a sentiment amongst people that are kind of aware of it, where they take it too far and they see it perhaps in places where it's not. We can talk about previous Bond films where we've had characters that have kind of rejected Bond's advances, and you know, this, that, and we can say, oh, it's not just that it was a woman, it was a black woman as well, so they're trying to bring race into this. Well, they've done that in loads of previous films. Rosie Carver in Live and Let Die, she's a black woman, works for the CIA, she basically says she'd rather take cyanide than sleep with Bond. That if they did that in a modern film, that would be possibly seen as being woke, when that wasn't the case at all. It's just intersexual dynamics, not intersexual dynamics, where just this kind of thing naturally happens. It's nothing to do with radicalised far left intersectional feminists, third wave feminists, nothing to do with that. They just kind of exploit all that. So kind of going on a bit of a tangent there. Well, actually no, I'm not. That was kind of where I was wanting to go with that. But I don't want to go too far anyway, because it's a bit of a rabbit hole, this whole conversation. My point is, I don't think it's going to be hardcore if it is thrown in there. There might be some aspects of it, and if they do, it's sad, because I don't think it'll age very well, because more people are awake to this than are kind of following it and dishing it out. So hopefully Hollywood is going to wake up very soon and stop pumping this nonsense out there, because it really is toxic. So one other thing I was going to mention, the Tom Hardy thing. People are still running with that story as well, saying, is Tom Hardy going to be the next Bond? Not even that, they're saying he is. They're saying as if it's confirmed, but it really isn't. You trace this story back to where it came from, and it's a non-story. Not only that, I think it's highly, highly unlikely. I spoke about this in the previous video. Tom Hardy's currently 43. The next film that's going to come out will be years away yet. We're talking 2024 at the very earliest. I think it'll be even later than that. It could be 5, 6, 7, 2027, something like that. At which point Tom Hardy would be 50, or pushing 50. And that's his first outing. And if Daniel Craig's tenure as Bond is to be used as a comparison, well, he's been doing it for 15 years, so possibly there Tom Hardy will be playing it from the age of 50 right up to 65. We can say Roger Moore did it. Well, that wasn't really, that's fairly cringe when you look back how old he was now. I don't think they're going to want to replicate that again. So I really don't see Tom Hardy playing Bond, and there's no reason to think he actually is. This is again another false story that's been put out there and just kind of repeated, like when people say about Bond and hashtag Me Too. It just gets repeated and repeated, and everybody's talking about it, not just the clickbait pages and stuff, but it's people that are just fans of the franchise that you work with or whatever. They keep bringing this up as if it's an actual thing when it isn't. So I just thought I'd mention that as well. Finally, I'm just going to say I am going to be doing a video on the channel just covering the soundtracks. I've recently, almost completed my Bond soundtrack collection on record. There's just a couple that I need to get, and I've got them on order. So once I've got those, I'm probably going to do a full video. I don't know if I'll do one video or a series of videos where I'm talking about the soundtracks. I've pretty much got I've got all of them on CD. I've got a few little extra little things to do with Bond music on CD, and most of the films on record, because you can't get all of them on record from what I understand. Namely the Pierce Brosnan ones and Quantum of Solace. They're the only ones that I haven't been able to find on LP. So I'm going to do a video covering that. Hopefully that'll be of interest to you, because I've got quite a bit of knowledge as well when it comes to Bond soundtracks, and a bit of a collection to show you as well. So hopefully that'll be something to look forward to. I'm looking forward to doing it anyway. So we'll see. I realise this video is dragging on a bit now. Like I say, this was kind of a multi-purpose video, so I'll kind of wrap this up. With regards to the channel itself, we've got Halloween season special coming up at the end of the month, so check back with that. We're going to get my co-review of the core in on that. The specifics of what we're going to talk about in the thing, it's not Halloween the film franchise, but just the Halloween season. We talk about not scary movies, but monster movies, that kind of thing as well. Some of them aren't going to be horrors as such, but we're just going to talk about them. It's going to be fairly topical this year. There's going to be a theme, so all the videos aren't just going to be random ones. There's going to be a bit of a theme going on with it. I'm currently working on just little things with the channel as well, getting some new intros kind of edited into this. You might notice that at the beginning and the end of this video. And a few other things as well, hopefully might be make the channel a little bit more impressive. And final thing, I was just going to say that I'm going to try to keep putting videos out there as well, because I realise sometimes we take breaks on this, but I'll pretty much keep putting stuff out there as long as I've got stuff to talk about anyway. So thank you very much. For our next reviews, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and obviously YouTube. But for now, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Hi guys, currently in production. We are proud to announce that this year we are going to be doing the 8th annual Halloween BXR special. It's been pretty much a tradition on the channel ever since we began back in 2013, that every October leading up to Halloween night itself we do a video or a series of videos, usually it is the latter, talking about our favourite scary movies and other moments in pop culture history. You can go back on the channel and check out our previous ones. I'm going to set up a playlist in the playlists section for our Halloween series. This year obviously we're going to be continuing that tradition. I'm going to get myself, my co-review of the core, involved in this. It's currently in production, as I say, and there may even be some Topher jokes thrown in too.